Hello, I am Kodili-nye. Welcome back again. We are going to discuss several things today. Again, returning subscribers, you are highly welcome to the family. And new subscribers, thank you for joining us. And old subscribers, thank you. You have been our backbone. So we are going to discuss many things. We are going to discuss many things pertaining to Nigeria, pertaining to Anambra State, pertaining to Igbo. We are going to discuss several things. We are going to discuss the revolution in Ibuku, the lightning of Ibuku. Ibuku is a town in Agwata local government. Suddenly, some people in that town decided that they need to change the narrative, that they don't want their community to be in dark anymore, that all the nooks and corners of the place need to let's just see. This is street light, although the weather is not that it's not that too bright today, but we are going to continue discussing. It's not that too bright. So we are talking about Igbo-ukwu. Igbo-ukwu. Igbo-ukwu is in Agwata local government of Anambra State, Nigeria, and this town is very famous for Igbo-ukwu Museum. And Ibuku have a lot of popular people from that area, and one of them is Chinedu somebody, the owner of Kojo Motors. They're one of the motor manufacturing industry in Anambra State that is building their permanent site in Umunya. He's been assembling some of the vehicle, the Oma group, Oma Motors in Ibuku before they got the new site in Umunya, in Oyi local government of Anambra State. And you have Ezife, late Chukwuemeka Ezife, the former governor of Anambra State. He died some few weeks ago in Abuja, and many others. There are so many others, but Ibuku, most of the people will talk about Ibuku Museum of arts and culture. So where artifacts and other things are in large numbers. So this Ibuku, which is hosting one of the biggest markets in that place, Nkwo main market. We are talking about what to do to improve that Nkwo. If you look at our past vlogs, you can actually see that where the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, visited that place, and what can be done to turn Nkwo around. But now we are talking about the Akuna that is happening in Ibuku. Many things are started to happen in Ibuku. Previously, people were not hearing Ibuku anymore, which was very sad. In spite that these are towns that are, very, very. These are towns that are renowned in the past, for positive things. But suddenly they are not in the news. It's not in the news anymore. Let's just look at this house. Very nice. Very nice. It seems like it's newly built. Look at, very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I like what they did there. Very nice. Very nice. It's really, really nice. So it's part of our. So we are talking about Ibuku. For those that doesn't know about Ibuku is in Anambra State, Nigeria, southeast of Nigeria, and this Ibuku is famous for Ibuku Museum and Nkwo. So we are talking about this wind of Akuna landing in Ibuku, and if you remember, we've been discussing recently about Akuna. This Akuna has been happening in eastern Nigeria and Igbo in particular, and it's like expanding like a mighty wind. It's like a hurricane developing, and people reckon that in this year 2024, this wind will be so massive that many communities will be completely blown away by this wind of economic development. Let us look at this area. You can see how this area, look at how the houses were. You can see how the houses were set up. You can see the weather is not that pretty nice, but we still try to bring you nice videos that would delight your heart. We still bring you nice videos that would delight your heart. So this is I think let's go this way to bring you more. I don't know if so I just go this way. You can see. So we are discussing about the Akuna. So this Akuna was blowing, or is blowing everywhere, and suddenly it's landing in many towns. But in Anambra State, the wind was so mighty. The wind blowing away the dark cloud that seems to cover the whole of Nigeria, and especially in the eastern Nigeria and Igbo, that has caused the cloud of violence, destructions, emigration to many places, and underdevelopment, bad roads, bad administration, bad government, hardship in the land. Now suddenly the wind started coming, the wind of Akuna. You know, people were talking in their little corners about it, but now it has gone to the street. It's now the discussions in the street. The wind is blowing, and this wind is particularly heavy in Anambra State, and it's touching many towns. They are discussing about changing the narrative in their town. Some of them that were before, that were chased out from their town, run down to their town and say enough is enough, we are taking the ground, our land must be livable, our land must be a prosperous homeland, our land must be secure, our land must be changed, our land must be beautified. And that's how it started. And everywhere was booming till the end of 2023. So now, what is now happening is many of the communities are talking about how to rebuild most of their roads, how to change the roads, how to build all the roads in their community. Some of them are even doing the census of the roads in the community. Some are doing the census. Some of them are counting the number of roads in the community, thinking about how can we change, build, rehabilitate, reconstruct the roads without actually waiting for the government. So now some are talking about building hospitals. You hear a couple of hospitals that have been commissioned already, and roads. Some are rebuilding markets, building modern markets. Some are talking about street lights, solar panel light, and that's what is happening everywhere in Anambra State. It's like epidemic proportion, I would say. But this is economic expansion and the economic development. And this is happening left and right and center. Even the governor of the state cannot hold his joy over that. So he started proposing PPCP, that public-private community partnership. So you hear about these things, they start encouraging it. It's like saying it a different way, but what it means is Akuna. So they started talking about, we need to change the narrative. We need to bring our economy, resources to the homeland. So they started talking about it. You see the rail, you can see the train goes through here. You can see the train moving here. Oh, sorry, young lady. Yeah, I'm doing a vlog. Yeah, so you can see the train. So I think we're gonna move this way again and see. So as we are discussing before we are actually interrupted, we are talking about the Akuna. So that's the rail track again. You can see. Let's brighten it up. So that's the rail. That's the rail. So a lot of them, we are talking about how to build hospital, put water. A community like Neni that was known for this community of you hear about the late Tony Marx, that they were rebuilding most of their roads. They have built 20-something kilometers of roads altogether and still building more. They decided to, venture into water supply, not just digging boreholes like many of the communities did in the past, or the government did in the past, without distributing it to homes. They are now digging the borehole, and they are now laying pipes to every home in the name. So Adaziana is not left out. Oruku, Okeiti, Okija, Ozobolo, Nobi, Alo. Some are even putting CCTV cameras everywhere. Enuguku. So that's what is happening, because the homeland must be livable, and it must be a destination, a land of destination, not a departure. So now we are talking about Ibuku. Suddenly some Ibuku people, even they gathered. Some of them has the ideas. So let's brighten our community. Why is it in the night everywhere is so dark in the community? Let's see if we can get this community to be bright with street lighting, solar street lights. So in the night, people can move around, So, and some of them started praying that those Ibuku people, men and women of timber and caliber, those that live abroad, if they can sponsor these solar street lights. And it happened that their prayers was answered, and a lot of the Ibuku indigenes started bringing their resources as part of Akuna to bring about this revolution, this Akuna idea or ideology and philosophy into Ibuku in Anambra State. And many of the roads we have been swarmed by solar powered street lights. So they are still expanding it, and they started building a lot of street lights. They started building a lot of street lighting There's so much of it they were doing, so much of it they were doing, and many of the inner areas were being, there was a record of street lights installations. They started putting it everywhere, that suddenly places that were dark, people were so scared to walk in the night, become like the daylight. Ibuku started brightening up. Ibuku that was so dark brightened up. Everywhere brightened up. The gloomy in Ibuku started giving way. So because darkness encourages crime, encourages fear. It's like a manure that help to sustain fear and insecurity. Because if the community is so dark, you can understand what will happen. There will be so much fear. There will be so much apathy to move around once it's 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's what was previously happening in Ibuku. But now they are trying to change the narrative. And as they are moving speedily on this, I tell you, before the end of 2024, most of the areas in Ibuku must have been covered by this street light revolution, a part of Akuna. So we are discussing about Akuna in Ibuku, the wind of Akuna in Ibuku, on street lighting, trying to lighten up this community that have been enveloped by infrastructure, or have been stopped by poor infrastructure from both the federal and state governments and the local governments. So now the people are now coming together as part of think home philosophy, the Akuna. And they are applying Igwe-bike, pulling together their resources. And I know that they're also discussing about the roads. Because I heard that some of them are beginning to talk about the roads, how to get the roads also sorted out. But they are taking it one at a time. So it's great news to hear once again Ibuku. Ibuku is a great land. Ibuku used to be in the news for the right reasons, but suddenly it disappeared from the news. But now Ibuku is rising again because the light overcomes darkness. The darkness that covered Ibuku are giving way because the light is beginning to shine, and is beginning to shine mightily in the hills of Ibuku, in the rooftops of Ibuku, in the street corners of Ibuku, in the Ukwu Market Square, in the Ibuku Museum, in many places in Ibuku. So Ibuku is being lighted up, Ibuku is being changed, Ibuku light is shining again in Ibuku. So what amazing news! What amazing news! That's what we are discussing, that our people can only change our homeland. Our people can only change our homeland. We cannot wait for the government to do that for us alone. We can go ahead to do that. Because if you are waiting for the politicians to do that, it will take you 100 years and you will not have anything. So hopefully this year, Ibuku might be talking about getting water, getting the roads fixed. And once they do that, the possibility of the economy or Ibuku growing economically will start happening for sure. For sure. Because these are the real things that bring about better living in any modern society. Good roads, water, hospitals, schools, light, and others. These are things that bring about better living conditions, that improve the living conditions of people. So, as they are talking about light, some of the people that doesn't understand Nigeria might be talking, why is it solar? What about the ordinary electricity from the companies? Because in Nigeria, there's a problem with electric power and electric distribution. The company that is based there is very, very incompetent, and they hardly give out light to people. And many of the places have no electricity, in spite that they are coming to collect money from them. So, and because the government is too corrupt, the government of the days are very corrupt. They are very inefficient to pilot or to regulate these companies. So the people suffer so much. And because of this suffering, the suffering is so much, and it has retarded the development. It has stopped the economic development and expansion, even in the cities and even in the rural communities. So this has caused a lot of problems. So that's why solar. And knowing that Anambra State and Nigeria is in tropical rainforest region of the world, or has a lot of plenty of sunshine, and Nigeria only have almost two weather. It's mostly sunny all the year round in Nigeria. Even during the rainy season, it's still very sunny. So now, it's advantage of using these solar panels to, to break the gap in electric power. So that's why they decided to be using that. So you see the reason. You can see this house. You can see, very nice. Very nice. So let's be discussed. So I am Kodili-nye. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to turn on the notification button, remember to share to many groups. We are talking about Akuna landing in Ibuku, the solar light project. The solar light project, Ibuku changing, Ibuku changing, the solar that is taking place, the solar light installation that is taking place in Ibuku, whereas most of the hook and corners of Ibuku are being lightened up with solar energy. What a great project as part of Akuna. That's as part of Akuna. Think about that. That Ibuku that was once, most of the places are very dark in the night, are now being changed with solar panels. So think about that. So that's what is happening in Ibuku, and that's amazing, because when you think about that, you now understand that things are happening. Akuna is taking place. Akuna is taking place. Ibuku ekunigo. Ibuku ekunigo. A ga-anụ Ibuku na news. A ga-anụ ihe gbasara Ibuku. Ibuku ekunigo. Ndị Ibuku mma mmanụ jisi n'ike ihu na-eme ebuka. A sị na Chukwu na-enyelu ndị na-enyelu onwe ha aka. So jisi n'ike, onye ọbụla nebe anya idozi be ya. Unu eche na gọọmenti, unu eche na onye ọbụla, maka na the time is now. Our homeland must be prosperous. Our homeland must be livable. Our homeland must be land of destination and not a departure point. So it must be a land of opportunities. So let's develop our own land as part of this Akuna. Very, very important for us to do this, because if we fail to do these things, we are actually not helping ourselves. So that's why we are discussing about this today. So I don't know if you have any comment on this. You have any comments? If you have any comment concerning what we are discussing, if you have any comments, you can put in the notification button. You can put in a notification button, and let's go to the notification button and discuss furthermore on this. It's very important for us to continue discussing on this, discussing about this Akuna, because this is the only way the homeland can be renewed, revamped. So that's where we are discussing about it. This time around is Ibuku. How about your community? Is your community, are they talking about all this Akuna? Is Akuna happening in your community? You can name your community. You can also be a part of this drive to change the homeland. You can actually be a force to reckon on. As you watch this video, let this fire of Akuna touch you. Let the fire of Akuna, economic revamping of our homeland, let it touch you. So let it touch you, because the homeland cannot continue in this sorry state. Our homeland cannot continue in this sorry state anymore, because the homeland must be revamped. It must be revamped. It must be changed. The homeland must be revamped and must be changed. It's cold. So our homeland must be revamped and it must be changed. So that's why we are discussing that the homeland must be revamped and the homeland must be changed. It must be changed, because the shortest possible way to do that is through Akuna. Think about Ibuku. In Ibuku, I don't think they have more than 100 to 200 roads. And if the Ibuku decide also to venture in rebuilding all their roads, think about that. In a year, they must have finished most of their key roads. They must have changed the roads in their place and make it a very beautiful area. So, and also help to develop the local economy. Think about that. That's part of the things we are talking about. If they now decide to build more schools, boarding schools in Ibuku, it will now expand the opportunity, job opportunities in Ibuku. So if they now decide to modernize, as we discussed in one of the videos about Nkwibo, that Ibuku can turn in Nkwibo to be one of the biggest markets and a modern market, building it very well, rebuilding it, getting it like Soludo talked about partnering with the people to rebuild that Nkwibo. They can do that without waiting for the politicians or waiting for the government of Anambra State, because the people of Ibuku own the land. The people of Ibuku are the government of Ibuku. So if they decide, whatever they decide to do will come to pass. If they decide to change Ibuku for good, they can change Ibuku. So you see how nice this place is. Ibuku can be even better than this place. Ibuku can be far better than this place if there is a proactive involvement of everyone. If the people are progressive minded, if the people allow the wind of this Akuna to touch them and to to change them. Everything that Ibuku needed can be found in the people of Ibuku that is living in all the whole world. Ibuku people are living in many places. They can change Ibuku. I know some doctors that are from Ibuku. I know some men and women of caliber, timber and caliber that live in London, live in America, that are from Ibuku. I know many business men and women that are very successful that are from Ibuku. So what is stopping them over the years? I don't know. But now finally that the Akuna wind is blowing mightily, now is the time for them to rise. Now is the time for the people of Ibuku who are sleeping to rise again. Now is the time to lighten up, to build all the roads. Now is the time to contribute to the economic recovery of Ibuku village, Ibuku town. Ibuku must be turned into a modern town, a modern city, a modern place. Ibuku will be changed for good if we allow this wind of Akuna to come and touch the people. So that's what we are discussing about. We can only allow it to change us. This wind is actually a wind that God is bringing to the people, because ndị jinana agarapo onwe ha ka ejide ha forever. They have to fight to get off from the ground. You can't continue to be on the ground. So that's why we are talking about that the people shall rise again. The dry bones shall rise again. And Ibuku must surely rise again. I am Kodili-nye. Thank you for joining on this. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for always sharing our videos, and it's so wonderful that you're always with us. Thank you very much. Thank you, and God bless you. See you.